BMIS 270, chapters 5, 6, and 7, different types of focusing on different types of information systems, and this is part 2. So here we have a video, a YouTube video. This is it talks about different types of information systems, and it's at this particular link, and you can find the video itself, of course, at that link, but on the PowerPoint if you download that. So I'll actually go out here to YouTube and pull this video up, and let's play it.
Jimmy is a young boy with big dreams. His dream is to be a millionaire one day, and he knows that for this dream to come true, he will have to find a job, work hard, and climb the corporate ladder to reach the top. One day, he came across a hotel, and he applied for a job there. Jimmy was very lucky. He was given the position of a concierge in the hotel. Therefore, he's the frontline customer service man, and his job is to be in charge of handling room reservations and assigning those rooms to customers. Jimmy uses a type of transaction processing system, TPS, called the Order Processing System, OPS. This OPS is used to record customer data. This system will then convert the customer data into customer files and database, which will be sent to online queries, general ledger, and management reports. Jimmy got promoted. He is now the branch manager. Jimmy is now the branch manager of the hotel in Petaling Jaya. He now oversees the business of the branch with the help of his subordinates. Jimmy, as a branch manager, refers to the reports that were generated from the Management Information System, MIS. This MIS consists of files such as sales and expense data, which were converted based on TPS files. After 5 years, Jimmy got promoted again. He is now the regional manager. As the regional manager of Central Peninsula Malaysia, Jimmy makes sure that all the branches in the central region are performing and excelling. As the regional manager, Jimmy analyzes the company's performance and makes important decisions using Decision Support System, DSS. Files from MIS and TPS will be converted into Analytical Model Database, which will be sent to Jimmy's computer. Jimmy can leverage on external sources like tourism trends and competitors' price to create an increasing demand for his hotels. After 10 years, Jimmy is finally where he wants to be. He has been promoted to the position of a senior manager. As the senior manager of all the branches of hotels in Malaysia, Jimmy is now in charge of managing and maintaining the competitiveness of all the hotels. Jimmy, as senior manager, now uses the executive support system to support senior management. It addresses non-routine decisions requiring judgment, evaluation, and insight. It incorporates data about external events as well as summarizes information from MIS and DSS. Jimmy's hard work, accompanied with the help of information systems, has reaped its rewards. His hotels are now the most well-known and the most prestigious hotels in Malaysia. This is how the four types of information system, namely transaction processing system, management information system, decision support system, executive support system, benefit Jimmy and his company.
Okay, just some thoughts on that. That's pretty comical, isn't it? But I just wanted. This is a Malaysian video, and so as I understand, as I believe, this is probably what Malaysia looks like, and what they're referring to are a couple of different counties or provinces, probably within Malaysia. If we look at almost at the end. Okay, and again, very interestingly, it talks about transaction processing, management information systems, decision support systems, and executive support systems. So, so I really thought that this was an interesting, albeit a little hinky video, with bad music that was a little bit too loud, but overall. Reasonably descriptive of those particular kinds of information systems. So, taking a look at this again, let's be a little bit redundant here. We'll focus a little bit more on transaction processing systems and MIS. So, transaction processing system, TPSs, capture and process detailed data necessary to update records and fundamental business operations. And they include order entry, inventory control, payroll, accounts payable, accounts receivable, any of those day-to-day sorts of things where I'm gathering bits and pieces of information. Somebody comes in and pays the cashier at Helena College. The information system is handling this and using it and working with it as a transaction. Okay. And so this picture is saying, what is the role as you increase from TPS to MIS, DSS to higher level systems? You have a lot of data at the TPS level, but you have a lot of information at that higher level. Routine information, a lot more information at this TPS level and a lot less routine information at this higher level. With decision support, very little TPS level at with decision support systems. But think about that. You are using all of that TPS information in addition to other stuff, other information, to actually make decisions. So the higher level is actually more. So it's kind of interesting that the information system can be the same or identical, but how you use the information system is a little bit different, referring to TPS, MIS, DSS, or ESS. Now with batch processing, you have batch processing and online transaction processing. Typically with transaction processing systems, there's lots and lots and lots of data. Just think about Amazon, a ton of data. Two different ways of handling this. A batch processing system excuse me, allows all of this information to be gathered at one point, and then overnight the entire system will be updated. For instance, the advantage of updating all this information overnight is that you are hitting those resources really hard during the day. Well, you're evening out the hit on your resources, I should probably say. You're gathering all this information during the day, but you're processing it at night. So that's evening it out a little bit. With online transaction processing, whenever your peak periods are during the day, you have to be able to do everything. You have to be able to update inventory, you have to be able to ship items, you have to be able to do all of those information system processes all at one time. So you have really high peaks and troughs. At night when nobody's buying anything, you've bought a lot of machinery, you've scaled it up to handle those busy times during the day, but they sit relatively useless or unused at night. Okay, so batch processing takes information and will process it all in one time, usually at a time more conducive to when the machinery, the servers, actually have processing power available. Typically, processing purchases at night. Online transaction processing, though, will update all those bits and pieces of information, inventory, credit card charges, all of those things, all at one time. So your software and hardware for batch processing doesn't have to be scaled up as much as it does for online transaction processing. Okay, so hopefully that was clear enough. And with Amazon and everything that we need today, that we use today, either registration system, the registrar, all of those things, those are pretty much all online transaction processing systems. We just need to clarify between what's right now and what isn't. Okay, the next piece is looking at TPS examples. So we have a flow chart of a TPS system here where we have data collection, data editing. Bad data gets to be corrected, good data goes on. Now the TPS point of sale system, so you have this point of sale system in the middle, and all this information is being dumped out to these cans, and customer receipts being printed. You have scanning UPC codes. You have chips that may be providing information. The main point is here, you have all this point of sale system, and then what you end up with is from this inventory database, you have the MIS, DSS stuff happening with management reports, with item, quantity, and date time purchases. You have a purchases database, and that goes out to those management reports as well, and an item database, and that all feeds into MIS and DSS as well. Now, physically, with flowcharts, you typically show different types of data stores. Even though it's the same database, you still show different types of data stores. This is all one system. It's sort of like the student information system, where you might have course lists, you might have transcripts, and you might have what people have received for financial aid. Those would all be considered different data stores on a logical flowchart, but they are truly one physical database. So that's where we get this flowchart from, and that's what the TPS, or how the TPS would function. It really serves as the building block, and TPS is gathering all that purchasing information or sales information, but it's used. That information is used as a building block for other higher up levels and functions. Now, management information systems, so remember, TPS is just gathering the information basically. Now, management information systems starts to work with a time frame, so it provides usually daily, weekly, monthly kind of feedback. It generates these kinds of reports, daily, weekly, or monthly, and it could be quarterly as well. So the purpose of an MIS is to help an organization achieve its goals, well, obviously, but provide the right information to the right person in the right format at the right time. So again, with the student information system, as students are enrolling in college, we're running these, Sarah actually is running these weekly enrollment reports, so that we know how many students are in a class, we know whether to add a class, we know whether to cancel a class. We have all the information that we need about classes and student numbers and enrollments and all of those things. That's an example of daily, weekly, or monthly sort of reports. The enrollment reports, remember, are probably weekly until it gets to a certain point where they're daily. So, internal data sources, the TPS and ERP systems, and the related databases. So an ERP is Enterprise Resource Planning. It's sort of the software that actually runs this TPS stuff. Now, with external data sources, you have customers and suppliers, competitors, stockholders, all of these people who are out there. With the student information system, it's students and faculty and administration. Okay, so when we're looking at this particular picture, we have the management information system here. And all of this information over on this side is that TPS, and the TPS is a part of that ERP, that Enterprise Resource Planning System. So, but let's just think of it at this point as that TPS. So all this information has been gathered, and it's then fed into this management information system for daily, weekly, or monthly reports. Okay. Now with MIS performs the following functions. They provide reports with fixed and standard formats. Okay, we got that. Produce hard copy and soft copy reports. And hard copy is just the printed copy. Soft copy are like PDFs. Use internal data stored in the computer system. Allows users to develop custom reports. When you get into your Oracle, your databases and SQL courses, you'll see how to create these custom reports. And then require user requests for reports developed by systems personnel. Now, some of the sub-processes that you might see with the MIS sub-processes that you might see, I should probably say it that way. Manufacturing, master production scheduling, inventory control. In marketing, you have marketing research, what items are trending, that kind of thing. With HR, you have human resource planning, personnel selection, and recruiting. And NeoGov is an example of a particular kind of service that acts as an MIS sort of service for HR. That's a stretch. That's not, but that could be that can be used as an example. And then for HR, scheduling and job placement, wage and salary administration. Now, MIS can give the organization a competitive advantage. How can it do that? By really understanding the trends of your business. What's selling today? What's selling to what is the need to get a particular item into inventory because of the trend analysis that our MIS sort of data can give us. And remember, the information system is still the same, but it's how we're using that data. Okay, so the next piece, the next piece talks about DSSs and ESSs and GSSs, group software systems, and group support systems, I should say. So I'll go ahead and this will complete part 2.